friends! Welcome to our last day of paper circuits for the summer. It has been an amazing summer of paper circuits. I've had so much fun. We are going to take the next 2 weeks off and start back up in September to make sure that we are supporting your guys' distance learning. And from the survey we sent out, we will be going live at 1 o'clock in the afternoon Pacific time for our science support, and we will try to make sure we have everything, all of our ducks in a line, which is what I'm going to be doing the next 2 weeks, getting September and October completely programmed. If you have ideas for what you want to learn this coming year and projects you want to do, you should email me at drerica@rosieresearch.com. And if you want to support us, you can check us out at patreon.com and also subscribe to our YouTube channel, because we're going to be going live a whole lot in the next little while we're at home, and it'll help you guys get fun projects in your house. All right, so for our last day of paper circuits, it's like a major victory lap. It's a super easy circuit. We are going to make a little Pokeball that lights up, and you can choose what part you want to light up in your Pokeball. And you don't need a whole lot to do this, the same stuff we've used all summer, but I'm going to go through it to let you guys know what you need if you need to go run and grab it. And then if you want a hello, make sure you type your name in our comments box, either on YouTube or Facebook or Zoom, and Evan will let me know you're here so we can say hello. All right, so the first thing we're going to need is the template. This should have gone to your email if you're a patron of ours. Again, you can support us. It's as little as $1 a week at patreon.com. It gets you all the templates in your inbox, which is awesome. So you need that printed out. You need an LED to light up. So whatever color or type of LED you want. There are rainbow flashing ones, or there's just specific colors, so you got to choose on what works for your artistic preference. You need a CR2032 battery. That's 3 volts. All right, so it doesn't have to be 2032. It could be a different size. Sometimes they get a little wider or a little thicker, but you still want to make sure it's 3 volts. All right, so not a 1.5 volt battery. That won't work for our LEDs. So we need a 3 volt little coin cell. I have something made of metal to poke a hole in our paper, because we're going to put our LED through the paper. And then I just have like a pencil to widen up that hole a little easily. And I like the metal piece because it sort of really punctures through the paper instead of using just this little wooden pencil piece that you might have to really crumple the paper around to get to. So there's that. And then we need 2 types of tape. So we have just a little bit of copper tape left. It's perfect. This is our conductive tape. We use that to lay down the little roadways for our electrons to go on. So you need a copper tape or an aluminum tape for that, and you could also use an aluminum foil if you don't have the aluminum tape. And then you need a non-conductive tape, which is like a masking tape or a scotch tape type of thing. So papery or a plasticky tape will work for that. All right, so let's see who we have here, and then we will get started and we can work on some troubleshooting.
So first up in the house is our long lost New Jersey friend, Venetia.
Hello! Oh, I'm so glad. I hope you had a fantastic time at Zipline Summer Camp. I'm so excited to hear about it in Zoom.
Then we have our emoticon queen, Miss Mimi.
Hello, Mimi! I'm so glad you're joining us for our last day.
And of course, our newly bequeathed 9-year-old.
Hello, Naomi! I hope your cake was delicious last night.
And
really do.
we have a set of islanders. We got Brody, Zoe, and Chase.
Hello, Zoe, Brody, and Chase. I'm so glad you're joining us again. You guys have been here for a lot of Pokemon Week.
And from Eastern Washington,
Hi,
it's Zion and Quinn.
Hello, Zion and Quinn. It's good to see you guys. I'm glad you're joining us as well.
And that is who we have for our early
All
risers.
right. Well, we'll say hello to Rohan and Kaya and Hassan. Those are our afternoon people that are coming. I know. Kaya started school. So Kaya, where she's figuring out her schedule. I know it's sad. It's heartbreaking. But she'll be back. All right. So my friends, the first thing that we're going to do, like always, we are going to cut around on the dark black lines, the solid black lines, to cut out our template. Can't believe we have done 30 paper circuits. Holy moly. What a summer. It's been really fun. And now we have like paper circuit masters. I mean, Sai started this week and he was done with our challenge circuit yesterday before I was, which I think is cool.
Before she even started.
I don't think before I started, but before
But
I
when
started.
she started.
Yeah. We have a lot of paper circuit masters now, which is awesome. It means you guys are learning. There's so many cool skills we get to learn. And I am super excited about September, you guys. We're going to do Indiana Jones for 2 weeks. It's going to be so much fun. And I'm trying to work with a friend who does beach. She does marine life stuff. So I'm hoping she can take us on a field trip out to the beach. I'm really excited. All right, I'm going to fold on the gray dotted lines. That will allow this to sort of become a little clamshell. So it's sort of like a little clamshell right there. And then I'm going to poke a hole on this thick black line or thick black dot. That's where we're going to put the LED at. All right, so that's already centered. So if we sort of center inside that hole, you can poke something through. And this is what I love about the metal is like, notice how my paper didn't get super crumpled. I can just poke that through like that. I don't even need to widen this up, I don't think, with the pencil. I think it'll be just fine. All right, and so then we are going to get started. Yes, I can troubleshoot yours in just a minute. It works. That's amazing. Georgia did it all on her own. She started before you guys, though. All right, so let's get started on this one. We are going to start.
Wait, Venetia needs a shout out again because she wouldn't.
What? Venetia, you were gone?
Yep.
Hi, Venetia. Super excited that you're with us today, and I can't wait for Zoom to hear all about summer camp because those zip lines in the trees, I was really jealous. So I'm really excited to hear some stories.
She's been talking about you all summer.
Welcome, welcome. All right, here we go. We're going to put first a piece of tape straight down on this yellow line, just nice and straight down. It's a pretty simple one. I love our Victory Lap Fridays, especially after our challenge Thursdays. Yesterday was a really cool one. It was a challenge though. All right, so you're going to stick it down to the paper and you're just going to peel it and keep going. Even though you're going on top of the green circle, don't worry about that. We're going to fix that in a minute. You can go all the way into that gray circle. All right, so nice straight down. And some of you might have said, but Dr. Erica, what about that green circle? That's the bottom of my battery. How is that going to work? We're going to put a piece of tape. See this big blue rectangle? We're going to put a piece of our non-conducting tape in that rectangle, all right, to cover up that piece of the copper wire that's going to go to the top of the battery. So I'm just going to cut a little rectangle here. That should be big enough. And I'm just going to tape it right on top. I don't want to go too far up because I do need to make contact with this piece of metal, this little piece sticking out, with my LED legs. All right, so that piece is still important. You do want to make contact, so make sure you don't come all the way up here. Come down here to where that starts. And then you're just going to lay your tape down. And you do want to make sure that you don't cover into that gray circle. All right, so just like that. So I put a piece of tape right here on top of that yellow line. So first I put tape down, a straight line on the yellow line, and now I put on a piece of my non-conducting, a papery or a plasticky tape. And we're almost done, guys. Like, what? We are going to put tape on this orange line. That sort of makes an L, so this line right here. And we do need to make that bend so that we don't cut the tape. All right, so I like to peel it a little bit, stick it down here, and I'll start peeling the white backing off and pressing down on the paper. And then when I get to that bend, I'm going to give myself some extra, and that lets me sort of wobble this around. And I can even use my other fingers to try to make it fold the way I'd like. And then I'm just going to fold that down, and I can cut it while it's inside that green circle. Just like that. Fantastic. Now we are going to tape our battery in, and we should choose what type of LED color you would like. So now is the time to choose that. You might choose, maybe I want white coming out. You might choose a red, whatever you would like. I did originally a rainbow on there. Whatever choice, Georgia chose a blue. Maybe you want like a yellowish green, or maybe you want a yellow. It's up to you. I think I'm going to do the white today. So I am checking that this stuff works with my battery. So this tells me if I can light my LED up with my battery, it tells me that my battery works and that my LED works, all right? And there's only two ways to really have the LED across the battery. So one is to have the long leg on the top and the short leg on the bottom. So I have one leg on top and one on bottom of the battery. Or I could flip it with a short leg on top and the long on bottom. You'll notice it doesn't work here, and that's because LEDs are little slides. So the electrons go and they drive down into these fun little holes and they light up as they do that, but they're really, really, really good at not going up the slide. So you want to make sure the long leg is on top. And so now everything works here. The trick will be to get it to work on this. So the first thing we'll do is we'll tape this in on the green circle so we can see our letters. All right, that's really important that we put it in so we can see the letters. Everything is wired up for that so that we know we get the one-way street the right direction. And we want to just go sort of along the edge of the battery to tape it in. All right, I don't want to tape up over here because I don't want to tape over these two pieces because that's where I'm going to attach my LED legs at. All right, so there is my battery. And now I'll take my LED legs, I'm going to poke them through the back. The long leg is going to come on this little tiny piece and the short leg will go on the longer piece. Maybe a little counterintuitive there. So we will thread our LED legs up through the paper like this. And now if I just make it sort of do the splits with one leg going down like that, you'll notice my long legs may be a little bit too long. I'm going to fold it back on itself so that it sort of is like a crimped staple. So just like that, I've folded it back up. So when I tape it to this, I have extra metal touching that copper tape. And then the short leg is going to come straight over and I will bend it so it goes down along that copper tape line. All right, and then my LED is all in place. We tape it in place with our non-conductive tape. And you're going to need to press on this one some. And I'll pull it off of my Curious George book. I'm just going to put a piece of tape straight over the top. I want to make sure that when I put the tape down, the short leg doesn't we don't twist off onto the paper. Maybe we want to make sure that we're taping right on top of that copper tape. And it's okay to tape both of them down with the same piece of non-conducting tape. Because it doesn't conduct electricity, it's still a wall. Alright, so I'm going to press really nicely on that. And then as our moment of truth, our switch will happen when we close this onto the top of the battery. Alright, that will complete our circuit. So when I close this, my light goes on, which is just what I want. Now my light's sort of coming up this way. I don't like that. If I want to bend it, I'm going to pinch on the legs in the back. I'm going to press really firmly as I move the LED. So I can just bend it down, but you want to press on the legs as you do that so you don't pop everything off your circuit. And then it still works. All right, so you get that in place how you want it. And now it's time to decorate. Decorating this one is pretty easy. It's not as hard as our challenge circuit that we had yesterday.
We do have a question.
Oh, yeah.
Venetia is saying that she can't really bend it.
Bend the LED leg?
Yeah.
Ooh, tricky. All right, let me grab another LED. Probably for the long one is my guess. And yeah, I like to take like a thumbnail and then just sort of pinch it and go. You do have to put a little force on it. If it's hurting your fingers, you could try with like a pair of tweezers, right? You could take a pair of tweezers and sort of pinch on here and then bend it over.
A dime or a penny on your thumb.
Yeah. So you should be able to, though, bend it around on itself. And then the other pieces, you can just also bend the same way. I usually use my nails to sort of be where it bends and then just pop it over. It should bend easier than like a, say, paper clip. It should bend a little easier than that. Hopefully that helps. All right, so for our decorations, all we've got to do, we're going to draw a circle around our LED. And then we're going to draw a circle right around that that's just slightly bigger. So just slightly larger circle. And then you're going to sort of guesstimate where sort of a midline is. And we're just going to draw a line that will go across. And that is your Pokeball. And you can color one side of the line whatever you want. George is doing a cool teal with some art pieces on it. It doesn't have to look exactly like the Pokemon ball we see on the screen. We can be creative and make our own, which is awesome. So that is our Victory Lap Pokeball Pokemon paper circuit. I'm super excited about it. If you haven't been with us all week, make sure you check out our other videos in our playlist. We've got Pikachu, we've got a Charmander whose tail lights up, we've got Butterfree, and our challenge circuit is Blastoise, who blasts water independently. You can choose how you blast. That's our challenge circuit that we did yesterday. And if you do those and you need help, we do have our videos. They stay on YouTube, so we have them for a long, long time. All right, my friends, we are going to go say hello to our Zoom friends, hopefully see an amazing talent show, and we will see you all back here in September for Indiana Jones to kick it off. I'm so excited. And again, if you have something you've always been interested in science, you really want to know more about it, send me an email at drerica@rosieresearch.com and we can put it into our learning. I would love to do that. I love passion-based learning, so if you have a passion, let me know. And we already have a list of things going. I'm even trying to reach out to friends at Fermilab because I have a little friend who was like, really want to go to CERN, really want to learn high energy. It's in the works. So if you have something you really want to learn, let me know. It'll be awesome. All right. Goodbye to YouTube and hello to our last Zoom of the summer. Yours is looking great, Georgia.